Have you ever felt like there's a hidden gear in your brain you haven't shifted into yet? Imagine if you could supercharge your thinking, solve problems at lightning speed, and transform failure into the very fuel that propels you towards success. The truth is, most of us never tap into our full cognitive potential. We get comfortable in well-worn habits and let distractions, doubt, and fear keep us in neutral. But if you're watching this, I'm guessing you're ready for more. In today's video, we're diving into the science and art of thinking powerfully, learning rapidly, and mastering failure so you can make better decisions, tackle bigger goals, and unlock the incredible potential that's been there all along. Let's get started. Most people accept the world as it is. They go along with what they've been told, rarely stopping to question the status quo. But if you really want to spark innovation, whether that's in business, technology, or your personal life, you've got to strip problems down to their fundamental truths. This approach, known as first principles thinking, rewires your brain to see brand new possibilities. But how do you apply first principles? Question everything. Instead of asking, how has it always been done? Ask, what is this problem really made of? Strip away assumptions. Write down the problem. Break it into its core components. Like a puzzle, you're separating into individual pieces. Rebuild solutions from scratch. Don't just tweak an old method. Ask, if I started with nothing, how would I solve this? One of my favorite illustrations of first principles thinking is how Albert Einstein reshaped our understanding of the universe. Instead of merely accepting Newton's idea that space and time were static and separate, he asked, what if space and time are actually woven together into one continuum? By questioning that core assumption, Einstein developed the theory of relativity and changed physics forever. How can you take action? Think of a challenge that's been bugging you, list out its core elements, and ask yourself, am I assuming something that might not be true? You might be surprised at the solutions you uncover. The human brain is like a high-powered computer. It gives you outputs based on the inputs you provide. If you feed it weak, unimaginative questions, you're going to get dull, limited answers. But when you feed it bigger, bolder, more insightful questions, you unlock a higher level of thinking. Instead of asking, how do I fix this? Try asking, what's the most effective way to solve this? What haven't I considered yet? If I had zero constraints, what would I do? Notice how each question nudges your mind into creative territory. Instead of forcing a single narrow path, you open up potential solutions you might never have considered. How can you take action? The next time you hit a roadblock, write down 5 different ways to phrase your question. You'll notice how each reframe changes your thinking and often leads to a breakthrough. In our fast-paced world, your ability to learn quickly is your secret weapon. If you can absorb, process, and use new information faster than everyone else, you'll always be one step ahead. Here are the 3 pillars of rapid learning. The first is curiosity. Our brains crave novelty. If something feels boring, challenge yourself to find a spark of excitement or a real-world application that intrigues you. Curiosity triggers dopamine, which helps lock in memories. The second is cross-disciplinary thinking. Many breakthroughs happen when ideas from different fields collide. Think about how smartphones combined computing, telecommunication, and design. Don't limit your interests. Whether it's technology, biology, art, or philosophy, the more diverse the input, the more innovative your output. The third is active recall. Passive learning, like rereading notes, can make you feel productive, But the real magic happens when you test yourself. Quiz your mind, teach what you learned to a friend, or explain it out loud. This act of retrieval strengthens the neural pathways and cements knowledge in your memory. Pick a topic you're passionate about. Maybe it's public speaking, coding, neuroscience, or a new language. After reading or watching a tutorial, challenge yourself to summarize it out loud or write a quick lesson plan in your own words. You'll remember more and gain a deeper understanding faster. Here's a powerful truth. Failure is not a dead end. It's simply part of the process. Think of any major invention or breakthrough. There were countless failed attempts before success finally arrived. Thomas Edison famously tested thousands of different materials for the light bulb filament before landing on the right one. Each so-called failure was actually a data point guiding him closer to victory. Nikola Tesla's dream of wireless power transmission at Wardenclyffe Tower ultimately failed due to lack of funding and public skepticism. But the lessons he learned in experimenting with high-frequency currents and resonance paved the way for many modern wireless technologies, including the principle behind Wi-Fi and wireless charging. Early quantum physicists like Niels Bohr, Werner Heisenberg, and Erwin Schrödinger wrestled with countless failures when trying to reconcile the strange results of atomic experiments with classical physics. Each contradictory finding, such as the particle-like and wave-like behavior of electrons, forced them to discard old assumptions and develop the revolutionary framework of quantum mechanics that underpins much of modern technology. But most people let the fear of failure stop them cold. In reality, avoiding failure often means avoiding growth. How can you rewire your mind for resilience? See failure as feedback. Ask, what did this teach me? Instead of why did this happen to me? The moment you shift from I messed up to I'm learning, you've turned a setback into a stepping stone. Embrace the iteration process. Each mistake refines your approach. Fail, adjust, improve, repeat. List your last 3 failures, big or small. Next to each one, jot down the main lesson you learned. Recognize how each failure actually moved you forward and taught you something you can use next time. History's greatest breakthroughs didn't come from people who played it safe and stayed comfortable. They came from visionaries who questioned assumptions, took risks, and refused to accept artificial limits. Here's the reality. You are almost certainly capable of more than you currently believe, but your brain is wired for survival, not bold action. It wants to keep you safe and cozy inside your comfort zone. If you want to truly unlock your potential, you must consistently challenge your own thinking. Ask yourself if you're aiming high enough. Stretch beyond what feels comfortable. Growth doesn't happen when you're standing still. Take action even if you're not 100% ready, because, let's be honest, that day may never come. Success is rarely about waiting for perfect conditions. It's about pushing forward, learning as you go, and staying open to possibility. Write down one big, audacious goal that gets your heart racing, something that makes you both excited and a bit nervous. Then take one concrete step toward it today, even if it's tiny. The people who change the world are not the ones who accept things as they've always been. They're the ones who question, adapt, and dare to dream bigger than the rest. Now, it's your turn to join their ranks. Think from first principles. Challenge everything you assume. Ask smarter questions. The quality of your questions determines the quality of your answers. Train your brain to learn faster. Curiosity, cross-disciplinary thinking, and active recall are your allies. Embrace failure as a tool for growth. It's feedback, not a permanent label. Act boldly. Even before you feel ready, Sometimes action is what creates readiness. Medical disclaimer: the information in this video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not intended as medical advice. While we discuss cognitive performance, learning strategies, and mindset shifts, individual experiences may vary. If you have concerns about your mental or cognitive health, please consult a qualified healthcare professional. If you found new insights here, do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe to NeuroPerformanceLAB. And if you're hungry for more, check out my next video on the science of mental performance. You won't want to miss it. Let's keep pushing the boundaries of what we're all capable of together.